Hello, welcome to Levant TV Headlines. The Turkish military has started building a 10-feet-high concrete wall along the border with Syria following a series of attacks. The United States is investigating whether the Islamic State used chemical weapons following allegations that ISIS militants deployed chemical weapons against Kurdish forces in northern Iraq. The father of a Palestinian detainee who has been on a hunger strike for 60 days says his son has slipped into unconsciousness at an Israeli hospital. Kuwaiti authorities have seized a huge arms cache smuggled from Iraq and hidden beneath houses near the border, arresting 3 suspected members of a militant cell that was plotting to destabilize the country. And Turkish Prime Minister Ahmet Davutoglu said Parliament should take the initiative in calling for an early election after coalition talks failed and should not leave the decision to President Erdogan. And now let's have a look at the top headlines in today's newspapers in the Middle East. In Lebanon, the Daily Star leads reporting that Parliament Speaker Nabih Berri said Iran was willing to help Lebanon elect a president. The paper also reports that alleged links between Hezbollah and a 3-member terror cell busted by Kuwaiti authorities on suspicion of smuggling and concealing arms emerged in the local Kuwaiti media. From the UAE, the Khalij Times leads reporting that at least 76 people were killed and 212 wounded on Thursday in a blast claimed by Daesh in Baghdad's Sadr city, one of the biggest attacks on the capital since Haider al-Abadi became prime minister a year ago. The paper also reports that Qantas is about to get the title for the world's longest commercial flight taken away by Emirates Airline after it announced plans to operate round-trip flights between its Dubai hub and Panama City, its first destination in Central America. From Cairo, the Egypt Independent leads reporting that an Egyptian military aircraft crashed near the Libyan border while on a mission against Islamist militants on Thursday, killing 4 people and injuring another 2. The paper also reports that an Egyptian police colonel was sentenced to a reduced 5 years in jail and a retrial over the death of 37 Islamist prisoners being transported to jail in an overcrowded van. And now the newspapers here in London. The Telegraph leads reporting that German troops involved in a coalition training mission in Iraq have reported that Islamic State fighters have used chemical weapons on a Kurdish militia. The German commanders, who have been monitoring the Kurds on ISIS's front lines in northern Iraq, sent an urgent message to the German Defense Ministry in Berlin after hearing that the Kurds had been attacked. The Guardian leads reporting that senior officials in Abdel Fattah Sisi's regime in Egypt could face arrest for crimes against humanity if they take up a UK government invitation to visit London. Last month, David Cameron invited Sisi for bilateral talks in the UK, but Mr. Sisi has put off the visit due to fears that he or other members of his military regime could be detained if human rights lawyers sought arrest warrants from British courts on the basis of universal jurisdictions for mass murder. The Independent leads reporting that a Turkish hotel has defended and even labelled disgusting by British tourists who claimed it reminded them of the Tunisia massacre. Holidaymakers staying at the Grand Yazici Maris Hotel Ishmael said they were shocked when men apparently carrying large guns and cans of fuel appeared at the side of the pool and accosted sunbathing holidaymakers. However, a hotel spokesperson told The Independent that nothing happened to the holidaymakers during a Hollywood-themed show they said also featured an Arab night and Drumbo as well as cowboys. And now, international papers. From Germany, the Deutsche Welle reports that Dubai-based Emirates Airlines says it will launch the world's longest non-stop flight next year, connecting the Gulf nation with Central America. Slated to debut in February 2016, the 13,821-kilometer stretch between Dubai and Panama City will take approximately 17 hours and 35 minutes, using a Boeing 777-200 long range to carry up to 266 passengers and 15 tons of cargo. And finally, the Washington Post reports that forces battling for control of 3 Syrian towns were observing a temporary ceasefire after a push by Iran to explore diplomatic solutions to end Syria's civil war. The truce, which began Wednesday in the strategically important western hub of Zabadani and 2 northwestern towns, was a product of weeks of talks in Turkey between Iranian officials and Ahrar al-Sham, a Syrian rebel group. For more updates, please visit our website on levant.tv. Thanks for watching and bye for now.